Yeah, welcome to Annor Tutoring, where we are devoted to building academic excellence in students. In our video today, we are going to look at the proficiency of you using our scientific calculator to solve for mean, standard deviation, and variance using an ungroup data that we've been given. As you can see, this is an ungroup data. So we are going to head straight to our calculator. I'll urge you to also grab your calculator so that what you go along with me. So what we are going to do is that what I almost tell students is that when you have a question that we are now about to solve, what you do is that make sure you clear your calculator so that you will not get an error, because maybe you have done a previous calculation that maybe when you press equal to, you might get an error. So to clear our calculator, we pressed on shift 9, then equals, shift 9, 3 equals, then we press AC. So after you are done clearing our calculator, let's now focus on our question. The question is using the data below, that is -3, -1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 6, 6, 15, 58, 13, 46, 56, 17. You have to find A, the mean, B, the population standard deviation, C, the population variance, D, the sample standard deviation, and E, the sample variance. So what you do is that let's go to our calculator. You know, when you are solving them manually, you now need to come and solve for a whole lot of things. But we can use our calculator to simplify all this process in just some few steps. So we will just go to our calculator. So when we come to our calculator, what we do is that we press on mode. When we press on mode, a menu pops up. You can see number 3 written starts. Number 3 written starts. So we press on 3. And for this is an ungroup data. So we are going to press 1, which is for a univariate. If it were to be, let's say, X and Y, that is for a group data. That is when we will press 2. That is for other variates and all that. But this is a univariate question, so we press on 1. So we press 1. So now this comes up. So what it means is that we are going to input this data in the -3, 1, and so forth into our data. So we start. We have -3. After pressing -3, then we press equal to. It moves to the next one. We have -1. Equal to. We have 0. Equal to. We have 2. Equal to. 3. Equal to. 4. Equal to. 6 equals 6 equals 15 equals 58 equals 13 equals 48 equals 56 equals, and then we have 17 equals. So we've now been able to input all the data into our calculator. So after we're done inputting the data into our calculator, we now press on AC. Where you see AC, you press on it. So you see that it will seem like the data has been cleared off, but unfortunately, it's still on. Fortunately for us, it's still on. So what we do is that we now press on shift and number 1. As you can see on number 1, it's written start or distribution. So we'll press on shift number 1. So a menu also pops up again. So we have 1 to be type, 2 data, 3 sum, 4 var, 5 distribution, and 6 we have mean, max. So since we are looking for mean, standard deviation, and all that, we press on 4. That is where we can find our mean, standard deviation, and all that. So we press 4. Then also a different menu pops up. What this menu is showing is that number 1 is telling us the population size, or let's say maybe the size of the data. Number 2 is for the mean. Number 2 is for mean. Number 3 is for number 3 and number 4 are both standard deviations. Number 3 and number 4 are both standard deviations. But one is for population standard deviation and the other is for sample standard deviation. Number 3 is for what? Population standard deviation. And number 4 is for sample standard deviation. So from here, our first question being given to us, A, is what? That we should find the mean. So what we do is that you can, as I said earlier, number 2 is what? For mean. So what we do is that we now what? Press on 2. Then after pressing on 2, we press equal to. An answer comes. So it means that for this data, we've gotten what? A mean of 16. You can equally take your pen along, work it, and you see that yes, actually our calculator can simplify mean and all that for us in no time. So we can say that what our mean is what? 16. So we go on to the second question, which is population standard deviation. So what we do is that we press on shift and number 1, and also we press number 4 where we can access our other data. So as I said earlier, number 3 is what? Population standard deviation, and the second question is asking us to find the population standard deviation. So we press on 3, then we press equal to. So you can see that what? We have an answer for the population standard deviation, which is what? 20.726105. So leaving it in 4 decimal place, we can say 20.7261. So this will be the answer for our population standard deviation. And if we are to find the population variance, for population variance is what? Standard deviation was squared. Standard deviation squared. So what we do for the variance is that what? We just only square the answer we have now. So we just press on the square. Then we press equal to. An answer pops up. That is for what? The population variance. That is 429.5714286. That is for the population variance. So we've been able to find our mean, population standard deviation, and population variance. We are left with what? Sample standard deviation and sample variance. So let's check that one too. So to do that, we also press on shift number 1, then we go to number 4 again. And I said earlier, number 4 is for sample standard deviation. So we press on 4, then we press equal to. So this is our sample standard deviation. When even we solve it manually, this is the answer we will arrive at, which is 21.50849564. Leaving it in 4 decimal place or probably 2 decimal place is what? 21.51 in 2 decimal place. So this is what the answer we will actually get for our sample what? Standard deviation. What if you are told to find sample variance? All we need to do is what? We square this answer. This answer that we have, all we need to do is what? We square it. So let's square. So we press on the square. Then we press equal to. So this is our answer for the sample variance. We have a sample variance of 462.6153846. Leaving it in 2 decimal places was 462.62. 462.62. So all too soon, we come to the end of our video where we've now learned how to use our scientific calculator to solve questions that is on group data for mean, standard deviation, and variance. So if this video helped you, I would like you to please hit that like button, subscribe to Annor Tutoring so that you never miss a lesson when we upload them. And also click on the share button and share to your friend so that they also get to know. If you have any question which you want it to be addressed, go into the comments below and type your question. I would like to help. Thank you very much for watching Annor Tutoring. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next lesson where we will learn how to use our calculator to solve for mean, standard deviation, and variance, even for group data. Thank you very much.